Hey, lovely people, welcome to Internet Storytime with C. I am so glad you're here. On this channel, we dive into the juiciest internet story times, sharing relatable tales, wild experiences, and everything in between. So, grab a cuppa, get comfy, and let's get the story time started.
Hi, my name is Alexandra and my wedding just passed by, and this is a story on how my husband's friend slapped me across the face twice on our wedding day. And yes, it was a girl. So jumping into the story, to preface, originally she had RSVP that she was not coming, and my husband was a little taken aback by this because he had always assumed that they were really good friends. But then when she said that she wasn't coming to his wedding because she lived in Copenhagen and it was 3 hours away, he was taken aback and a little hurt because he had thought that they were initially closer than that because of their friend group. And he had asked me, "Oh, do you think you would miss your best friend's wedding?" And I said no. And I told him, maybe you guys are not as close as you think. To me, this was not an issue because this girl had always given me weird energy. Let me just say that. And I always wanted to keep her at arm's length because I always felt that sometimes she would act out and was essentially a pick-me. Anyways, a few weeks pass by, and shortly before our wedding, she suddenly can make it, and then she asks, on top of that, if she can bring a +1. My husband and I discussed it, and I said I'm not entirely confident giving her a +1 because not only is that an extra mouth to feed, but she has made it a point to say she loves hooking up with men that are really, really not good men. And I don't want to feed someone who's not a good man. And so my husband put a boundary with her and said, if it's just one of your hookups, absolutely not. But if it's a serious boyfriend, yes, you can bring him. She then said it was a serious boyfriend. So the day of our wedding, she comes with her boyfriend. He's a great guy, super sweet, but she wasn't really outwardly talking to me a lot. His other friends in the same friend group, lovely people. I absolutely love them. However, when it's time for our first dance, I catch her gaze a few times and she's staring at me kind of like that. And in Spanish, we call it the mal de ojo, but instantly I was like, these vibes are off. But it was just for a few brief seconds, and I go back to enjoying my husband during our first dance. The moment our first dance concludes, she then comes right over to me and yanks me by my arms and then says, "Let's dance." Okay, girl, I guess let's dance. So we're dancing on the dance floor. People are joining us, and she's being a little assertive with her dance moves and grabbing my arms and whatnot. And I can't help but feel like it was slightly aggressive. So I'm trying respectfully to kind of move away from her and dance with my friends. But then out of nowhere, this girl says, "Let's go take some shots, tequila." And so I go, "Oh, okay, let's go take some shots." So we go right over to the bar. The bartender's right in front of me, and she orders tequila shots for us. Mind you, I'm the literal bride. I have my veil on, my white dress. I'm the literal bride, okay? And for a brief moment, because I'm the bride, people are calling your name all day long. I hear someone from the right of me call my name. I briefly turn for a few seconds, and out of nowhere, I feel a hand slap me to my left cheek. I'm taken aback. I'm trying to process what just happened. And next thing you know, I feel a lighter, but still a slap across my right cheek. So boom, boom, right? And I look at her and she's laughing and she goes, "The shots are ready." I could feel the heat emitting from my body. I feel like there was no sound for a second and I feel myself getting hot. And I wanted to get physical, but instantly I told myself, this girl wants attention. If I fight her, she's gonna take attention from my wedding day. And I know that if I give her attention, then she's gonna get what she wants, essentially. So I take my shot and instantly I book it straight to the door. I find my little sister who's outside, minding her own business. The moment I tell my sister, she's inside. My sister's looking for her. I end up telling my husband. My husband was a little, having fun, drinking. The moment I tell him, he like sobered up, gets super serious, and I beg him, please do not say anything until after our wedding. Because if we make a scene now, then it's gonna give her attention. And that's something that I'm just not gonna do. Let's just say my husband ended up handling it because he could not wait. Because he said, "What do you mean someone touched my bride?" Secondly, don't worry about it because some of my girlfriends ended up finding out. My best friend's Thea ended up tripping her and spilling a drink right on her. People were not being nice to her and she ended up crying. So that's the story on how one of my husband's gal pals slapped me across the face on my wedding day.
And that's all, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and hit the subscribe button for more juicy stories.